Hayuen-tempel in China in de Yunnan-provincie. De presentatie wordt gedaan door Heidi Wernett en zal gebeuren in het Engels.
Standing in front of the Hayuen Temple in the west suburbs of Kunming, China. The Hayuen Temple is one of the 5 temples in Kunming. It is the oldest temple in Kunming, dating back 700 to 800 years. It has also been told to me that it's one of the 13 most important temples in Southeast Asia. The Hayuen Temple has been a residence for Buddhist women monks. Many times when I come here to visit, I'm greeted by the women monks at the temple site. Buddhist monks are vegetarian. They've often offered me to join and share in their meals. This temple is also unique because for many, many years it has been closed by the government here in China. Only 2 years ago there was permission given to reopen the temple. What you see here behind me is the new gate recently built for the new temple. They are expecting to develop this temple as part of the tourism sites in Kunming. Another interesting feature about this temple is that behind the main temple there is a mountain, and in that mountain there are caves. Now the caves have been developed. They put in a few Buddhist statues. But these caves were areas of safety, like a bomb shelter, during the war more than 60 years ago when the Japanese were invading China. The American Flying Tiger Air Force was housed in this area, and they helped the Chinese fight off that Japanese invasion. These caves housed people hiding from the invasion, and there are also some artillery bases where you can see that they have been shooting out from those areas. Sometimes when I come to visit, some of the monks tell me a little bit more about the temple. On the most recent visit I had last week, they also told me that the caves behind in this mountain was the area that the gold of Yunnan has been buried. For many years no one has found it. The government has also intentions of opening up some of these areas. Perhaps they will be seeking for lost treasure. Another interesting feature about this temple is that it is well known and famous for its water, the water coming from the mountain. They say it's very clean and spring-like clear water. Now a water company has been set up across the street from the temple. The temple is so well known as a sacred place in Kunming that more than 80 years ago, one of the governors of Yunnan set up his household and home adjacent to the temple site. This governor is very famous, and he brought his family here. Now, after the Cultural Revolution, his home was closed. I was told yet another story that the home actually has been returned to the family, but that the family members are now in America, not knowing that their property has been returned to them. Locals would like to refurbish and renovate the home as a tourist site, but apparently they are unable to do so without the permission of the family, since the property does belong to them. This is yet another mystery of this special temple in Kunming. That's nice, they got the little fountains going this way. Sitting here at the entranceway of what was the governor's home, which I referred to earlier, more than 80 years ago, Governor Hayuen brought his family to live here. This is the vestibule, and as you see, the wall is now defaced. the doors. It's now an abandoned residence, but soon to be refurbished as the local government hopes to develop this as one of the newer tourist sites in Kunming. Peering through one of the broken doors into the inner sanctum of the governor's home, you can see the carved pillars that support the structure. It was pointed out to me that the pillars are very special because all of the carvings are on one solid stone.
You know, I like sitting on dragons, especially because they're statue dragons. But you know, there is a lot of dragons that got destroyed because there was a big war here before. And, you know, this one that I'm sitting on is female because its mouth is closed. And the other one that is also next to it is the male because its mouth is open and it has a ball in it. You know, now I'm sitting near this big tree, which is near all these big stones, and the gate here that leads us to the temple. Well, I really like this part, and this is really nice nature. That's why I really like it. So, I think that we could talk about this. This is everything that the governor came and started hiding from the war. And this is big stones. If you were seeing it, you won't believe how big it would be.
后来不叫会考的生回来了，听得懂吗？
他可以听懂，看他会说的话。
是几岁就要来
7岁生。
7岁。
他会来1岁半。
哦，广东啊，没有啦，要回家了，要回国。你们美国呢，还有那个河湾蓝啊，那个红杉啊，还是比较出名啊，那个红杉树比较出名啊。
I'm standing here next to the door of the cave that exists behind the entrance of the Hayuen temple. This cave was hollowed out as a bomb shelter during the years of the Japanese invasion. The governor, which I had mentioned before, chose to make his residence here. And when the Japanese were invading China, they created this hiding place, this secret hiding place inside this massive rock mountain. Here, when I came 5 years ago, it was impossible to see the temple. It was overgrown and boarded up. But along a pathway here, I found this door. Now, it's been painted red since because they're beginning to open the temple. But it was a rust-colored metal door. And I thought, what's in there? Now, as you can see, this door is the original door. And it's extremely heavy to push and pull open. So this was the safety that they used to hide their family and others, friends and others, inside this cave. Today, we can enter the cave, and they've created a temple site inside, which we'll go in and look at. Now we have entered the cave through the very heavy metal door. It's dark and dank in here, but you get a feeling that people were hiding in here.
You know, this God is all from the Monkey King story. We learn everything. We know everything also from the Monkey King story. Also, you know, this God is all from the Monkey King when before he was a God, he was a Buddha. Well, this God, the Monkey King story, he was the Buddha, and the story begins. Well, so, first, a big God asked him to catch a monkey, which is the Monkey King. Also, and then on the way, first, and then the big God found a Buddha, and he thought that there should be another God. So, but he thought again, he is not enough to be a God. He has to do more and get rid of everything that is so bad, just like ghosts and everything. So, when the story begins, it will be a good story.
找了个，找不到，我找，
She says,
找不到，
put it,
找
put it.
找不到。南无阿弥陀佛，一哆哆七哆一哆比一哆阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛。这个你就2个0人的出来。好。不能。哦，你娃娃抓球了，你瞧。哎呦，你娃娃。发光。
You were that age when you came to China.
She's 2.
You look like... You run to the baby. We catch you. Hope you enjoyed this report on the Hayuen Temple in Kunming. This is Heidi Wernett, an American resident in Kunming, China.